morning, Flosstube. Welcome back to my channel. Today is March the 4th of 2026, and today we are going to take a look at what I stitched in February, and after that will be the what I have for haul, and then after that will be what my plans are for March. So let's get started. Some of these projects are also from January because I didn't show them in January. So a couple of these are January projects. Let's see, first one up, just grab my tablet here. I would like to say welcome to any new subscribers and welcome back to new subscribers and viewers. Mock-up, all right. First one up here is Harvest Cornucopia. This is Donna Gelsinger. And we are currently at 9,266 out of, put that on this side, 403,150 for a total of 2.30%. And this, I want to say, it's either 28 or 32. I'm most likely thinking it's 28. I'm pretty much going to take this whole piece of fabric. So here is where it currently is. And here is a little bit closer up of where I worked. I just worked in this diagonal a little bit. Slowly but surely, we are getting there. There's that one. Up next, I'll put insert pictures of the covers if I don't have them. This is Snowman Stocking. This is a Haid, and it will be my husband's stocking. And we are at 49,636 out of 63,660 63,622 for a percentage of 78.02%. So here is the whole thing. You may not be able to see what was stitched because it was a lot of white, because that's where I am now. I am down in the white. You can kind of see, let me see, right here, these blue, so I was working down the column, because it was finding mistakes, as I was working, so I was just figured out, we'll just go from the top down to the bottom, and we'll go from there. So really, it's just the toe that is left of this stocking. And up next, this was a January one that I forgot to show, which was the Santa Mirabilia. Or I showed it and I still had more days to stitch. Can't remember. This is on the called for. I folded it wrong, but it's on the called for fabric. 28, I believe. And this is the whole piece. Excuse me. And this is where we got to. We still have a few stitches over here to make it as wide. Some of the holes that you see will be beads, some are just empty space. And I'm just pulling out of the bag, so I'm not sure where is what is what. And Next, this was, I made a mistake in my rotation. I did a full coverage when I wasn't supposed to, so I switched and put this one in that full coverage rotation spot. But we're back on track again. This is the river, modern folk embroidery. All I have is this section, the river that flows in you also flows in me, and then this section here, and it'll be done. This is on, what do we got this on? 56 count Zweigart linen in cream. Started this in 2022, and this is the floss. This is the River of Life Forbidden Fiber Co. And my needle's poking through. This is where we got to. So I finished this area and I brought down this border here a little bit, and I went over and did the top of that one so that I could figure out where that T goes. So I started the words for the river saying. And I have 3/4 of this left. By the time it's done, I'll have 3/4 left to do other things on. That's 1/2. And what do we got here? We have Quaker Christmas 2 Bygone Stitches. They did this in regular cotton floss, green and red. They did the words in green and all the other stuff in red. I'm doing it backwards. I'm doing all the motifs and stuff in green and the words in red, but I'm doing it in the DMC Diamond, and I ordered 2 more of these, which are right here, part of my haul. So these will go in here. This is a 28 count, doing it over 2. And this is where we got to. I finished this one out. I finished the angel out. I think that's all I did those days, because one day was my stitching group, so it didn't get as much stitches as normal. And up next here, I know this was a Whipco call. This is the Society Stitcher. I'll insert a picture if I have one. But we are at, where is it? Oh, I can show you this. Hang on. So this is what it will, get out of there, what it will look like when it's finished. And we are currently sitting at 3,047 out of 4,864 for a percentage of 62.64%. And this is a Fiber on a Whim hand-dyed 32 count linen even weave, Lugana even weave in the color Cypress. So I was working with this blue 33.6, but I ran out, so I just switched over to the next color, in which we were doing the cup, and then I finished that, so I was filling in the cup, and that color is 3807 is the color that I'm currently working with until I get some more 336. there's that one. And then another one that I worked on is Jane's Joy, Holiday Joy, or Holiday Joy, Jane's Joy, whichever way you want to call it, by Carolyn Manning Designs. This is on a piece of hand-dyed fabric from a shop in Canada. And we are at 16,058 out of 28,025 for a percentage of 57.30%. So we are over 50%. So here is the whole piece. And we were working, did some up here, I don't remember if I did, I might have done some over here. I don't remember. I know I was working up in here. But you'll see the before pictures, so you'll be able to see where they were worked. So I don't remember where I worked on them. And then, what else do we got? Stay there. What's this one here? Monthly Village, January. I don't know if I showed you this where I left off. It's in the bag, so it must not have shown it. So here is, hang on, there we go. Oh, come on now. There we go. Here is where we got to on this piece. So these will come out again when they are called for Whipco. And up next, we did a little bit of work on Celebrations by Rosewood Manor, using the called for DMCs, but I'm not using the called for fabric. I am using Rogue Stitching, Nutmeg, and 36 count, so 1/2. Haven't decided if I'm going to backstitch the roof of this house once it's finished. Let me just fold it up so you... There. So there's the house. I mean, in certain lights you can see the roof. In person you can tell that's a roof, so I might just have to backstitch it. We'll see when the time comes. I mean, I probably will backstitch it. I finished this page. There's fireworks and stuff up here, but I'm gonna wait to do those. Yeah, it's very hard to show this one with the lighting. Come on. So I finished up in here and I started over here, got this window done, I got the roof in, and I'm just working on going and filling in the roof is what I was working on. Just getting stitches in. It all has to be done anyway. And I am most likely going to do the... They have... I don't know if there's a picture. No. There's no picture, but they have an option to put 1776 over here above this roof and 2026 over here on this roof, above the roofs. So that's what I will do when I get there. That's my next step, is I'm working over here to get this part of the roof done, and then I'll come over here and do this so that I can get the 2026 in. So even if I don't finish it in 2026, the 2026 will be in there. And next up is a channel. Some people like this one. They'll be happy to see this one. This is the Monopoly board. And I can say I am working on this corner. I'm working on the in jail corner, or visiting jail, whichever way it rolls for you. And this is on a 28 count fabric. .28 count white even weave, 2/2 full cross, and here is the whole piece. And then I'll just come this way so you can see all of it. And then I got the chance finished and all filled in with chance. I finished the filling in the blue in Vermont. And the back stitch in Vermont. The Connecticut I finished filling in, and then I made it and came over here and worked this up, worked it up, worked the black here, and then just started filling in. So now I'm working on the white in there, so that I can just take the orange and just keep filling that part in. I think I was working on the orange for a couple strands and then go back to the white for a couple strands. So the next time I pull this out, I'll just do the white and get that all done, and then we will turn the corner. And I don't think I don't know why this is in here. And up next is the Carolyn Manning Garden Trellis Sal. This is where I got to for February's section. One color complete, and I'm working on the 550, which is the border, and then I was just doing the little section that's in here, and then I'll go back and do maybe another one. That's the most used color. Up next is the Haid 2026 Sal. I'll insert a picture here of what it looks like. And no, that's not the one I want. That's the one I want. We currently are at 38,519 out of 87,020 for a percentage of 44.26%. Excuse me, this is 32 count 2/1 half cross, and I'm doing an extreme cross country color by color. So I did a couple of the most used colors first, and now I am doing the started doing the least used colors. So the color I am currently working on is 333, and I only have 263 stitches left of that, and that's mostly in this dragonfly wing here. Be up and then down in here. So there is the Haid Sal. And then we have the Game of Thrones piece. We are currently sitting at 331,019 out of 453,750 for a percentage of 72.95%. So we were just filling in. We got this little bit left here. This is couple rows, about 300 stitches so far in March that you're seeing. And so those are my counted, and now we will go into the haul that I have. We have the fabric of the month for nope, that's not that. That goes with this one. Millennial Fabrics did a box, Thread of Wonder mystery style box. There was different tiers, and I just got the tier that had the pattern and the fabric. And the fabric was Neptune. I got it in 36 count linen. And this is Night Bloom. And it is Stitch and Kitten, I believe. Stitch and Kitten Designs. There might, if you like this, there might be options still available on the website. Just know some of the tiers that they have are limited tiers. I remember now what this was. I saw on Facebook that Cobweb Corner was closing down, and they were having a sale on the website. So I got some ladybug. I got all their ladybug charms. My plan is to use these charms for either scissor fobs or zipper pulls for one retreat that I am going to this summer. And I also picked up Cricut Collection Welcome. So that we'll get in the mix sometime. And then Fabric of the Month from Millennial Fabrics for January. It's called Berry Stain, and it is like a purpley. And I get the 40 count linen right now. At some point, I think I'll switch to a different size to get some others. And then I'm also in their Classic Colorworks Thread Club. So I get 5 skeins of their Gentle Art, or Classic Colorworks. So this month we got Avocado, Cappuccino, Cherry Tomato, Blue Moon, and Colonial Rose. So I gotta put these in the tracker, and we can get them in and see if any of my projects need those. I believe that is all my haul, and we will move on to the stamped kits that I have and my upcoming plans. So we have a little bit more haul to go through. So first up is we got the snail mail for March, and it is called Frog Prince Snail Mail. So there is the Frog Prince, and here's the colors, comes with it. And then there's a little letter here from them. It says, we may be a little late in saying this, but Happy New Year. For this year's snail mail series, I've decided to design with a specific theme in mind: fairy tales. Every other month, you will be receiving a snail inspired by some of our favorite stories. This month, the story that inspired us is The Princess and the Frog. I may have borrowed some styling ideas for our princess from the Disney version of the tale. Please be sure to share your progress with us as you stitch our snail of the month via Instagram or Facebook. Happy stitching, Katie and Laura. And then I get the paper copy, and on the back side of this is a QR code for the digital pattern. I just like to have them both. So, and then in this box here, I was able to get the Lady of the Flag that was released for this year. And the way that Millennial Fabrics did it is they did it as a kit minus the floss. So I got the bead pack as well. So the pattern and bead pack. And then I also got the called for fabric. And they were also doing the Krynic as well, but the Krynic they couldn't get in time, so they just put in a letter saying that they didn't get it in time, and that when it comes in, they will send us the Krynic. And then I also was able to get my hands on the Queen of Freedom, and as well her bead pack. And there's one bauble charm in that one, bead in that one. I didn't really look at these. That's kind of cool. So there's the bead that's stuck. This was the second one that I received. The first one that I had ordered got stolen in the mail. The package came to me from this seller, but what was in the package was not Queen of Freedom. So I had to source another one, and luckily there was another store that had the Queen of Freedom still available. And that, I believe, is all my haul. Let's go and do my finishes. We have 2 finishes this month. One fully finished, as this one here, and then one half finished. So here is the fully finished. This is the Christmas kit that I was doing. So it is fully finished, all stitched. I frayed the edges like it said. I put the white backstitch border around all of it just to keep the in there, because they called for you to just do leave one thing unfrayed once you got close to the pattern. But I was like, I'm gonna keep put the backstitch on it. So I did a little bit, and I did a backstitch border up here, so just in case this part frays, it's not going to go up and ruin the back. You can see the back, it's fine. So that is finish number 1. Finish number 2, I just have to do the back side of it, so that's why I said half finished, is the Cozy Christmas, or Cozy Cabin. So there is that, and it's it has the back stitch on the house, the windows, and a little bit in the bow. I want to say there was maybe, I think, like 300 stitches left in this. That was it. So those are the finishes. Next we will do my stamped kits. the stamped kits from Wadabiz. You guys haven't seen them in a while. So the one I worked on in February and started in February was this was the the November auction in 2025. So this is the unicorn, 18 count, 50 colors, and I'm working across the top up here, going this way. So next, when I pull it out, will mostly be black. So I might wait to do that, but don't know yet. I think I still have, yeah, I got a little bit left to do on this first. So here's the whole thing. I know you can't see it all, but and this is where I got to. And like I said, once I finish, when I pull it out, next time I finish this and then just move over here. And there is very little in this for colored. Pretty much once I get over to this block here. So this one, this one, this one, this one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and these four are the only ones that have color. The rest, well, they all have color, but have a lot of color. All the rest of this is black, which is fine. That's not a problem for me. So that is the unicorn. Just sticking it back in the bag here so I don't lose it. And then back in there. Next one up for stamp kits is Scuba Steve, and this one is 20 counts that I'm doing this on, and I worked over here first when I started it, and I worked my way over, so I'm over in this area, I believe. And this one's all over the place. So here is the whole canvas. And here is what... Let me pull these studs up so you can see that a little better. Here is where it got to. I was working diagonal stairs on this side, and then I changed and worked all the way across on the bottom, and now I'm going back this way. Probably will change the way I'm doing this one as well to the way that I'm doing the unicorn. Not having so many parked threads. Work up so many across, and so forth. So that is Scuba Steve. Scuba Steve you can find on the Wadabiz website. The unicorn you cannot find on the Wadabiz website. And that is because the unicorn was an auction win in November. Let me just put us back in the bag. Put it back in. All right. So So that is all the things that I worked on my stamped kits, the 2 stamp kits. I didn't work on Scuba Steve, but you guys haven't seen Scuba Steve. I just worked on the unicorn in February. March, I'm working on the peacock with the butterflies from the January auction. So you guys will see that at the end of March, beginning of April. And now we are going to take a look at the projects that are on deck for this month. I don't have my planners. I'm not exactly sure when they come out, but they are coming out this month. So first up, they're just going to be in random order. And I will insert pictures of the cover photos. First up is Super Sized Max Color Deer Creek. And if you remember this one, this was start number 3 for this piece. So there was start number 2. I didn't like the way it was working out, so I came down to the bottom and started the bottom, so this piece will come out for the weekend rotation. But here is where start number 3 is. Bottom of that page. And this is 32 count, 1/1 full cross. So I might work in some of these park threads and go from there. We will see where I go with that one. And next up is in this bag here. This is a bag that I made, and I made the zipper pull. And the inside is, the top is that, and then the inside is just purple. But in here is the Wreath of All Seasons. This is a during the week rotation, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, Thursday piece. I think it's a Monday, Tuesday. I'm down over in this section over here. And this is on the 18 count Ada, and using all the kit floss and the kit fabric. So this is where we will be starting from. There's nothing up there. This is where we are starting from. I'm just working symbol across the row. We'll be getting close to doing some of the words in the background. And also up is Frogwarts. Quite a few years. I know year 6 because I just did year 6 for yesterday and today. Year 5 is tomorrow and Friday. I'm not sure which other years. I don't remember the other couple. There's like 3 or 4 years total that are coming out for this month. So let me fold this up a little bit. Okay. So there is, up here is year 3, year 4, year 5, year 6. And you can see I worked on year 6. And then There's year 2. And then year 1. So I'm not sure. Like I said, I know year 5 is tomorrow and Thursday. Or tomorrow is Thursday. Thursday and Friday. I'm just not sure what other days, what other years this was coming out this month. It was just the way the rotation pulled it out this time. Or the wheel, I should say. The wheel of numbers. Pulled it out. And here's the bag. And up next in this bag here, we have Golden Pumpkins. This is just Cross Stitch Magazine, October 23. They did theirs on an 18 count. Mine's on a 14 count. And I think I was, this is where it is currently at. But this, I think I was back stitching. Goodness gracious, this is not showing so great. All the black see-through. This is all stitched in. I think I was working on the back stitch on this part before I move over to the other side. So I think that's what I might finish out, is the back stitch and then go on to the other side. Next up is Kaleidoscope, which is out of this book here. Lori Holt, Be in My Bonnet, Fat Quarter Shop. I received this as a giveaway. There's quilt, it's a quilt pattern book, but in the back there is actual cross-stitched versions. So they give you the cool version, the warm version. And then they also give you a list of colorways that you could possibly do this in. I'm doing the ocean colorway, so this colorway here. And I want to say this is almost done. This is 14 count, I believe. I don't have the fabric in the paper in here for the fabric anymore, but I think it's 14 count. It says on the thing. Hang on. Antique white dyed effect fabric on a fabric flare 14 count. So here's the whole piece, and this is all that's left. That little quarter. So it will basically mirror, this will mirror. So all of this, for this to this, and all this will be over here. So that's all that's left on this piece. So maybe, do we think? We will see at the end of the month. With 2 days. Not quite sure it will get the 2 that will finish in the 2 days, but we will see. And then this one here is Christmas Village, and this is a Haid, and this is a weekend piece. Since it's full coverage, my weekend pieces are full coverage. So here is where it is at. I will come in closer so you guys can get a closer look. I believe I was working down the page. So we will continue working down the page. This is one of the nutcrackers. So we will continue doing that and work down the page on that project. Oh, the needle came off the needle minder. Thankfully it didn't come off the string. And then another 2-day Tuesday, Wednesday piece or Thursday, Friday piece is a snowflake Quaker style. This one is on 28 count denim blue by Witch Oats, and we are using the diamond in 5200, so the white. And that is see-through, very much see-through. And that is where we are currently at with this piece. Hang on, I'm struggling here to get this. There we go. So that's where we are currently at with this piece. Would like to possibly get this side done over here, and then I can just focus on working down. It's not quite the middle. There's a little bit more before I hit the middle. This right here is the middle of the pattern. So I do have a little bit more to go in here, but I might work over here to get this and then come to the middle and then do all the middle and work my way down. But we will see when the time comes what strikes to work on it. And then we have the Caroling Manning. I had Eskimo Kisses on my list twice, so for this month I am just popping in it'll be over here, it'll be the March piece for the garden trellis style. I'll just stick this piece in that weekend slot for the 2 days. And then in this one, oh, this is just if I have time. That's the winter, this Christmas. We pulled out that, we're not going to do that one. And then we also, rotation for winter by the Cricut Collection. And this one here, I want to say is fairly close to being finished. This is 40 count, not 40 count, 36 count linen in Robin's Egg by Millennial Fabrics, because I have boards already bought for this, so I have to stick with a certain size. So here is where it is. I just need to finish the sled over here and do the E and the R. So we just need to do the E and the R, and then this one will be done. So I don't know if in the 2 days that would get this done, but it would get it closer to being done. So then the next time that it did get called, it would be definite done. But this is close-ish to being done. And then the last piece is just the snowman, my husband's snowman stocking. If I find that these aren't what I want to work on, then I can pull those out and do a little bit on that. But with that, I would like to say I hope everybody enjoyed what they saw. Feel free, if you have any questions, to leave them down below and I will get back to you. And with that, I hope everybody has a great day. At the end of the video, you will see a statistics image of total number of stitches for the month, total full coverage stitches, total half cross tent stitch, and the total number of non-full coverage stitches, because I am breaking that down this year, as I do have a piece that is tent stitch, so I'm going by that as tent stitch. I could do it as full coverage, but I just do it as tent for my personal things, because the way I have to count it as 2 half stitches is 1 stitch instead of 1 for 1. But with that, I hope everybody has a great day. Hope everybody has a great March. And I will talk to everybody again later. Bye, everyone.